got tweakers will play on some grass and dirt, but turn down the volume on Dick and Bird. Fuck Dick and Bird! Fuck Dick and Bird! St. Paul admitting the law and life, and hitting rock bottom, drugs in the ex-wife. Fuck Dick and Bird! Fuck Dick and Bird! Fuck Dick and Bird! Fuck Dick and Bird! Fuck off! Shit.
Okay.
I got some questions for you. We'll just wing it, and if we got to record more with the guys later, I will. All right, here we go. 3. Hello and welcome to this thing we call Minnesota Foul Play-by-Play. I'm your host, Anthony Varriano, and today is a special edition Minnesota Foul Play-by-Play because my favorite cousin is here and NBA 2K expert, Joel Varriano. How you doing, Joel?
I'm doing fantastic, buddy. How are you?
Oh, I'm good now that we figured out the technology that allows us to talk to each other and see each other. This is fantastic. We're getting old, folks. Thank you. So do you. Love the Batman shirt. Can't wait for you to see it so I can not spoil it for you.
Perfect.
Let's see. Joel's here to talk about the 2023 NBA draft. What he'd do in that draft if he were in charge of the Timberwolves, which I can't wait to hear. Who they could get if they actually use the 53rd pick. I've got some ideas and thoughts on that as well. And what we can expect the Western Conference teams to do as well in the NBA draft, and whether or not the Timberwolves are a playoff team next year as a result. So, Joel, let's get to it. You got some ideas what the Wolves should do? Something tells me none of them involve making a selection at number 53.
Yeah, no, none of them do. I haven't even looked at players. If we do go that route, it'd be a foreign player or a big,
which is exactly what I have in my notes. So we'll get to that.
Or a senior that can come in and help right away.
Right away.
I don't want some young kid that's just going to sit there and do nothing.
Right.
But
unless you can stash them for a long time because they're
stash them. That's why I'm saying
overseas.
Route. Yeah.
We'll get to those players later, but let's get to what we should do.
What I've heard so far is they say they're going to stand pat, which I can't believe they do that. I mean, to be honest, they never got a fair shake with Cat being out the whole year, but the fit seemed not that great. But if they do
very limited minutes, Joel. Like we did not have a sample size large enough to see if this is going to work.
Exactly.
And Rudy Gobert played most of the year injured too. So I think, you give both those guys an off season to get healthy and come back and actually play together. I mean, Jesus, Anthony Edwards did not know how to play in the pick and roll with Rudy Gobert. He does not know how to throw a lob. So apparently both those guys are staying in Minnesota to do their training camps. I read today on The Athletic, I think it was John Hollinger. Can't remember. Sorry if I got the author wrong, but The Athletic, they do great work. Naz Reid stuck around in Minneapolis to do work in the offseason, which is, I
love it.
Kind of mind-blowing because he's looking for a new contract.
I think he's going to get a $12 to $14 million contract. I think he's the best backup big in the league.
Absolutely. He could start for half the league.
Well, no, that's the great thing about him is he could start in a pinch, but I mean, with Cat and Gobert there, that's his role on our team. I think it's the most important thing we can do this offseason is re-sign him if we're keeping the group together.
Absolutely.
We got to re-sign him.
That guy's got the best handles amongst big men besides like maybe
he can shoot, he can block shots, he can rebound. He does everything good. He's just undersized.
Yeah.
But I thought he was a 6th man of the year candidate before he went down with injury.
Oh, absolutely.
I figured he'd be in the voting. Yeah. He's our 6th man.
Yeah,
I mean, it's that simple.
McDaniels to re-sign too. This team is getting really
McDaniels
expensive.
Is on his last year of his rookie deal.
So they don't
but if we work out we could work out his extension now, and same with Anthony Edwards. They're both in the same draft, but sorry, my wife's texting. But forget that. Get out of here, Jeff.
Get out of here. I got to talk NBA.
It's Tony time. But no, the thing with that is we can work out their extensions next year, but we can get them done this year. I figure Edwards is getting maxed out no matter what, but how much is McDaniels going to cost us?
So,
who I think is as important as Edwards.
Oh yeah,
but,
absolutely. Because I mean, the best perimeter defender we've got.
How did he not make an all NBA team is mind-boggling to me.
It's mind-boggling to every single NBA writer out there, apparently.
Well, and the other thing too is, why is that only 2-team? I mean, we have all NBA team, 3-team. Right. Why isn't there 15 players on that? That's something the NBA should maybe consider doing.
There you go, NBA. Come on, Adam Silver. Get it together.
Come on, Adam
Joel
Silver.
says you need a third team. Yeah, no shit. Do your job better, man. Come on. You're only the best commissioner in
Silver.
Sports.
No wonder why he's not Adam Gold. He's just Silver. That's dad joke. But no. If we do stay pat, like they're saying, one trade I would do to move up is send Prince out. He had a good season. His trade value is going to be high.
Floated. The rumors are out there for that one, sure.
But Indiana's been looking for wings. They have 3 picks in the first round. Maybe we could take. I think they have the 7th, and then it's the 26th and the 28th. But they have like an early second rounder too. Maybe we could package that 53rd pick and Prince and move up to 26. You never know. They're dying for a wing. I heard they're looking at Harrison Barnes to bring in. So. But or I also think we need a backup point guard. They have TJ McConnell on their bench that they don't use. So a nice tough defender, good playmaker, can hit open shots. Something we need. I'm sorry, Jordan's not cutting it as our backup point guard.
McLaughlin, CJ McCollum would be an upgrade there. Absolutely.
No, TJ McConnell.
Oh, McConnell.
Oh,
okay.
TJ McConnell. CJ McCollum. It's like, geez. Yeah.
So you got any other trades you would do in order to get up higher?
Well, if I was, to get up higher, that would be.
I'm talking about Karl-Anthony Towns, of course.
Yeah. Yes. I do have a trade for that. I was so excited to call my other cousin, Ryan, who we talk Timberwolves all the time.
We'll have to get him on the show.
He's probably busy. I would trade him to the Rockets. The Rockets are dying to compete now because all their picks are going out the door to Brooklyn and to Oklahoma City, I think is the next one.
Yeah.
But they want win now talent. Send Karl-Anthony Towns there. This is what my blow up was going to be about. This is just bear with me for the next couple minutes. First thing I do.
I'd love to. Yes, let's blow it up.
First thing I would do.
Let's blow it up.
First thing I would do is trade Karl-Anthony Towns to the Houston Rockets for the 4th pick. Sengun, who's their center, who's like Joker light. You see how Joker just won the NBA championship? This is a poor man Joker, but he's young, fits the timeline great with Edwards and McDaniels. He's still on his rookie deal. Go get him to be our starting center. Trade for, I think it's Arison. He was the 19th pick last year for him. He played better than Smith, in my opinion, this year. Who did they pick Smith at? I think they picked Smith at like 2 or 3 last year. I thought their backup power forward, go get him. If we lose Nas, he'd be a great energy big off the bench. And we would save a ton of cap space unless they wanted us to take on some. But that would be the start of my package. I'd want the 4th. I'd want their center. I want Arison, Tari Arison, I think his name is. But if we could get more perfect, if they want us to take on some cap, I would even consider doing that. I think besides their 2 high rookies, I think Kenyon Martin's kid makes the next most money on their team, which is not much.
We'll have to take back money.
Well, yeah, because they're going to want to
kicks in next year, I think.
Well,
but after next season.
Yeah, after this season, this is the time to go for somebody. If they're going to bring in James Harden, get a player there that he can go to, and then they're not giving up their 2 big prospects, and I think they're both last names Smith. So, no, Smith and Jalen Smith, and I can't remember the last one, but it's Smith. But that's what I would do if I was the Timberwolves. And if we could sucker another first round out of them, perfect. I mean, Cat had a down year. He was injured. I would be fine with Sengun and the 4th pick. I mean, that Sengun, I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right, but he's their center. Like I said, is Joker light. He could be our 3rd option behind. Sengun, thank you.
Yeah, Sengun.
Yeah, he could be our 2nd or 3rd option, like 2nd behind Edwards or 2nd behind Jalen and Edwards, or 3rd behind Jalen and Edwards. And then you never know with the 4th. If we get the 4th if the top three are set, that Amen Thompson, one of the twins from the G League.
Yeah.
You have the. I thought you have the list in front of you.
Not the G League team.
No, he's a prospect. Like, you have the mock draft in front of you. His name is Amen. Oh, sorry. Here, hold on a sec. I'm not sure if it's Thompson though. Hold on.
Oh, I see him.
Amen Thompson, yeah. It's him and his twin brother in it.
Of Overtime Elite?
Huh?
Asar Thompson of Overtime Elite? The ninth
Yeah,
player?
Overtime. I thought it was yeah.
Yeah, he's ranked ninth overall in the
no, Amen Thompson. His brother, his twin brother. He's more of a playmaker.
Okay.
So we'd get our point that could play behind Mike Conley for a year.
He's the fifth
We'd get
overall.
our center. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's what I would do, and then trade Rudy Gobert, because we already just got our center in this trade.
Oh, I don't like
that.
But
I know. Hey, this is going to be the tough one, but I would send him to San Antonio. They're going to have the cap space.
So we can miss the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, we are blowing it up.
No, this would be blowing it up. We'd have to make room for this center we just traded for with the Houston.
But I mean, we're gonna be selling low on.
You
both
let
those
me
guys.
finish. I told you. Let me vent for a little bit. This is what I would send it out for. I would just send it for cap relief, and then they just traded their center, Jacko Pota, to the Raptors. They got a first-round protected pick that turns into like 4 second-rounders if it doesn't convert.
Oh.
I'd want that. I would want the Spurs second rounder in this draft. And then I would say, what cap space you want us to take? Graham, their point guard, he makes like 11 mil. I would take on Doug McDermott too. He makes about 12 mil, but Rudy's making like 40. We'd still clear up space to sign Naz Reid back. Hello. but two veterans that we could easily flip too. And with that trade for the Spurs, I mean, Victor doesn't have to play the center coming in. I think he's going to be more of a 4 anyways, even though he's 6 or 7'4".
Oh, I think he's going to be more of a 1. I think he's going to be point guard.
Well, the crazy thing about it is Gobert just seems like a Spurs guy. He's a French guy putting with the French guy. It'll make his that rookie transition to the NBA that much easier. He won't have to guard centers that are going to push him around. That's Gobert's job.
Yeah,
I think it'd be a hell of a. I've said it from day one that if we were going to trade Rudy Gobert, it'd be wherever that Victor kid ends up.
Oh yeah,
because it just I think he could play the floor better than Cat. So and then with the Spurs, I mean, they get Rudy, they got Victor, they already have Johnson and Vessel, and they'll have still cap space probably. They can go after Fred VanVleet and be a team we'd have to worry about for sure.
Oh, but everyone would have to worry about him if Wembanyama stays healthy.
They'd be a nice twin tower, but that's what I would do. And just, hey, Anthony Edwards, Jalen McDaniels, the 4th pick, Sengru. I mean, we'd still have a lot of veteran talent on our team. Kyle, we'd have that Arison, but it'd be a nice mini rebuild.
Yeah, and
the timeline would fit better.
Right.
That's what I was thinking, but
all right.
What the hell do I know? But if we were going to blow it up, that's how I would blow it up.
Well,
some version of that.
That's very well thought out, and I don't really have much to say except I don't know that's going to happen. Just because
I don't think so either.
Both Karl-Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert are coming off of potentially the worst years of their careers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, how much value do they have coming off that year? Yeah. So, I mean, are teams going to say, well, they're on their decline, obviously, or they just had a bad year? For me, Gobert played too much the year prior because of the international basketball schedule. And at that size, and
then he didn't have much time to build up chemistry.
Right. No, none.
So it's nice having this off season.
Yeah.
But if I was going to blow it up, that's what I would do if I was the Timberwolves.
Okay.
That's what I wanted to tell you. But like I said, if they stay pat, we got to re-sign Naz. And then, with Karl playing the 4, that moves Kyle back to the bench. So that's why I'm saying let's trade Prince. I mean, his trade value is going to be higher. And the Pacers just make sense because they need a wing. He's not a bad wing.
Yeah.
So, and they have a player. I don't mind TJ McConnell, but if we don't get it, move up, see if we could get the 28th or 26th pick for Prince in our 53rd,
Okay. And at those picks, you were eyeing a couple players.
Oh yeah, if we could move up into the higher second round is what I was thinking
27th
too.
pick, Colby Jones from Xavier, 21-year-old, 6'5".
Big
guard.
guy, yeah. Point guard, yeah. Combo guard.
Yeah.
And then what was the UCLA kid? Can't remember his name.
It's not Jamie Jaquez. It was Amari
Bailey. No. Yeah, Bailey. Yep. Thank you.
6'3". He's only 19 years old.
But they say he's got high basketball IQ, and that'd be a nice player to put behind Conley for 1 year and maybe be our future point guard.
He seems like a player who might actually fall in the draft too. The Athletic has him in tier 6. That's pretty low for a guy that's I mean, he's the first tier or the second tier 6, but the 38th overall ranked player.
Maybe
to their draft guide.
We won't have to hop up so far to get him.
Right.
But I'm thinking either we go the route of moving up a little bit and getting a big point guard, because anything over 6'3", Jordan's just a liability on the floor.
Right.
On defense. I like him as a high IQ offensive player, but yeah, we need to figure out our backup point guard spot.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And well, I've got some ideas if we stand pat. So since you didn't really look into this, I got a couple guys that I think that we could stash. This is courtesy of John Hollinger, who put this little list together of players that can be stashed because they're either from overseas or they're many years away from the league. So if they do end up holding on to the 53rd overall pick, the Timberwolves could target someone like Tristan Vukčević, or is it Vukčević? He's 20 years old. He's 6'11". He's a center from Partizan. Yeah. And or they could go for a point guard to eventually that they could develop into either a backup or a starter, depending on, the talent. Yeah. It's Nadar Hifi. He's 20 and he's 6'2". He's a little undersized. The Vukčević has a 7-foot, 2.5-inch wingspan, which is freaking ridiculous. And is a terrific shooter already, but doesn't move well laterally. So that scares me a little bit because we already have Karl-Anthony Towns experience, which can't move laterally or forward or backwards. He's got fucking cement for feet, which is exactly why he can't defend the rim, which is exactly why we traded for Rudy Gobert.
And help with our rebounding.
Yeah. He might be too small to defend and shoot well from 3, but he's a transition monster who can finish at the rim. He shot like 58, close to 60% on contested layups or shots around the rim. He's just a terrific finisher, even in the half court. So I like that guy, even though he's undersized. Also, it seems like one of the best college basketball players or, accumulator of stats in all of NCAA history, Drew Timme of Gonzaga, could be available at number 53. I don't know how he fits on our team, given how many bigs we have already. But you know what? I did like watching him play. He does all the intangible things. He's a great leader. He's a good guy in the clubhouse, I imagine.
That's what we need, leadership.
Right.
I mean, we got Mike Conley midway through the season. Maybe that might help the whole offseason with him.
Whole offseason, yeah.
Yeah.
And I did like that move. So
the other offseason move that I would do is bring back that Alexander Walker. I thought he didn't do too bad in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
In a pinch, I thought we're getting rid of Noel. Might as well bring back Alexander Walker.
Sure.
Too.
Well, we got just a few minutes left here. Let's talk about the Western Conference as a whole. So we've already kind of talked about the Spurs. They're obviously getting the unicorn
prize,
Victor Wembanyama.
Congrats, Spurs. Congrats, Nuggets. I mean, I like seeing them win.
Yeah, the Nuggets. And congrats, Nikola Jokic. That guy. I mean, he should have won 3 consecutive MVPs.
Exactly. They had to give it to Embiid because they switched the rules for the 65 game.
Who looked terrible in the playoffs once again.
He always does.
But
that was the big concern.
When does the Joker ever look bad? I've never seen him have a bad game.
Even when he looks bad, he makes all the players look good.
Terrific. Yeah. He's had like all season this year, he had like one game where he shot under 40%. One game.
What a piece of shit.
Isn't that incredible? He probably had 10 fucking assists in the game. You know he did. The best passing
and 15 rebounds.
Seen. I mean, he's the greatest. I know you're a Michael Jordan guy. I might be a Nikola Jokic guy now because he might surpass LeBron as the greatest ever.
Well, and all the hype of Luka, it's like disappeared because of Joker. It's just wild. But also
Kyrie kind of came in there and everything went to shit all of a sudden.
Yeah. And they want to bring him back. Good luck.
Go figure. Kyrie comes in and everything goes to shit. Wow. Surprise.
I remember when you were super high on Kyrie.
That was when he was playing for Duke. That was when he was playing for Duke. And then he sat out the whole season and he came back for the final or the tournament, and I was over him already. I was like, all right, we're done with this guy.
Other thing with the Nuggets, though,
the guy is an artist with the basketball. You got to admit.
He is.
When it comes to dribble to basketball,
talent, for sure. Yeah. But back with the Nuggets too, Jamal Murray coming back from injury. I thought, what a hell of a story.
Yeah.
Him and Joker were a hell of a 1-2 punch this playoffs. They were tough to stop.
Yeah. And that was Miami against Miami's defense, which was, the best defense in the NBA, maybe in the last decade. Because nobody's played defense that well since like Tom Thibodeau's Bulls. They were fantastic. They won games with steals, free throws, and just not turning the ball over. Yeah,
just hustling.
I love hustlers. I like Miami. I'm into the culture, baby. I've drank the Kool-Aid and it tastes good. All right, so the Spurs. Yeah, the Spurs. I think if Wembanyama stays healthy, they're a playoff team already because I don't think they were actually trying to win games last year.
And they got tons of cap space. They could add around them
whatever.
Quick. Yeah, and they got a lot of young talent. They could trade for somebody if they wanted to.
Not to mention the best coach in NBA history actively, right? Unless you're going to go with Eric Spoelstra there, which it's pretty competitive now between those two.
I'd still give it to Pop, but Eric Spoelstra would be second right to him. Yeah, for sure.
He's got the championship pedigree a little more so. Yeah.
And he has no problem chewing out. Jimmy Butler's chewing you out and he stands his ground. Respect.
Yeah.
You
wouldn't see LeBron James bumping Pop.
That.
LeBron James would never throw a shoulder into Pop, baby.
Yeah. Well, hey, LeBron probably wouldn't play for Pop too long because Pop, hell, I seen Pop take out 5. I've seen him take out Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, Boris Diaw, just because they didn't move the ball fast enough.
My kind of coach.
LeBron holding the ball?
Yeah.
Fuck. 4 seconds. It's got to be, or 3 seconds.
Come sit here by me. Come sit by me, King.
I'm going to tell you how to play this game.
That's right.
Hey,
move the damn ball.
Get out of my throne, King. That's what he would say. That's my throne. Okay. Who's next?
Who in the West? I want to know who in the West improves enough through the draft to compete for a playoff spot and how. I think the Wolves,
Spurs.
The Spurs would be number one. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Oklahoma City, they're so damn close that and they have the ammunition to move up anywhere they want.
Yeah.
So that'd be one. The Pelicans, maybe. Depending on, I've heard Zion.
Let's talk about the Pelicans. Yeah, because he's got a porn star thing going on right now. And apparently nobody wants him. I'll take him. Send him over here.
We don't have enough chicken nuggets for him, I guess.
Oh, God. Come on, man. That's low. But it's just, it's obviously not work there. I don't know why there isn't more interest in him but I think as soon as the other dominoes fall, like Damian Lillard, if Miami happens or not.
You think Damian's moving?
I
don't think Miami, without trading Bam, I don't think Miami has enough to get him.
Oh, they could trade him.
They want to keep Jimmy Butler. Hero's not that good.
I know, but you're going to have to send a lot of pieces if you're not going to trade Bam.
I don't think they even have the picks to send there.
No, they really don't.
Yeah.
It would be a miracle. It would be a miracle. But what if Portland trades for Bam?
Yeah.
I mean, because that's the thing is Dame has said he's not going to go through a rebuild with Portland.
Yeah, rebuild.
Yeah. So, and he should.
Well, they have the ammunition with the 3rd pick. They're going to get a heck of a prospect, whether it's Scooter or that kid from Alabama.
Okay.
I got to look his name up quick. I forgot.
Oh, I got him here.
He looks like Paul George.
Brandon Miller.
Brandon Miller, or Tatum, or a Jason Tatum type.
He's a 6'8" wing/forward.
Yeah, I'd love him on our team.
He's only 20 years old too.
Mm-hmm.
How about a name like Amen Thompson though? Holy shit! Whose parents fucking decide to name their kid Amen?
He came out. The mother was hurting, and she's like, "Amen. Thank God that's over." Oh wait, here comes another twin.
That's a good joke.
Yeah.
All right. Are there any teams in the West we can expect to fall out of playoff contention? I think the West just keeps getting better. There's not.
I would throw the Lakers in because you just never know the health of LeBron being in his 21st season and
Davis.
AD.
Yeah.
So I'd have to throw them in just in case. But they did play well right after the trade.
When they got together and they were healthy.
On the trade thing, I was like, why are we helping the Lakers make the playoffs?
Yeah. You were right, too. All those guys played well down the stretch, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Played quite a bit of minutes.
D'Angelo laid a dud in the playoffs, which I was not shocked by at all.
No, really,
but
yeah.
Who's going to spend the money on that Reeves for him? That kid that played good. He kind of looks like a Klay Thompson light right there.
Yeah, like that kid.
I could see the Spurs. All right, let's just throw him the money because we can.
Yeah.
Because he just seems like a high IQ guy that would fit Pop's system.
Yep.
Yeah, moves the ball well, shoots. I mean,
are you calling him high IQ? He looks like a high IQ. 10-minute warning. High IQ guy because he's white.
Mm-hmm.
No comment.
Yeah, unbelievable.
So we.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
All right, so we might be able to make the playoffs if the Lakers miss the playoffs. It sounds like.
Well, I'm trying to think of the other teams. I think the Kings will be in it.
The same teams that we did last year. I mean, I think the Pelicans are going to be considerably better if Zion Williamson ends up playing.
Yeah, he's a dominant force, but it seems like he just doesn't get along with any
85% from the field. Mm-hmm. Of course, they're going to be better. But when has he ever been healthy? Like, Jesus Christ. I mean, I stopped watching Duke basketball when he came out. Was that like 5 years ago? Yeah.
I think he starts his first year. No, I think he starts the first year of his Supermax.
Oh my God. He's done nothing to earn that thing.
No, he hasn't.
I mean, all the games that he played were before the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. That's crazy.
The rich get rich, I guess.
I mean,
but who's the other team? I think the Kings will still be there. I think the
Kings are.
I think
fantastic. They were the most efficient offensive team in the.
They were a heck of an offense. Yeah. It's just they need to find one more defender. But if they move Holmes, I think Rashawn Holmes or something like that. I think his last name is. But he's like their backup center that hasn't played for like 2 years. They signed him to a contract like $10 million a year, and then they never play him. But if they move him, I think they'll be close to 30 mil, so they could add somebody if they.
That's scary. Anybody else we got to worry about, or anybody that we can see falling out of the West playoffs? Did you just hang up on me?
Nope.
Okay.
I just hung up on my wife. God, will she leave me alone?
Jesus, does she not know it's
tonight,
Tony time?
Jesus.
Did you not tell her that I'm talking to my favorite cousin?
She knows.
Busy.
She knows.
Yeah, she just wants to bother us.
Yeah. It's Tony time.
Yeah, so let's see. Let's go to the Western Conference and see what we're working with here.
Ooh, you never know with the Warriors. Draymond just opted out. He's the heart and soul of that team.
Oh, the Warriors will drop out of playoff contention next year. That's my big
so?
That's my big prediction.
If Draymond's not there, I think they might. Yeah.
Yeah. They've got nobody else on that team plays defense.
Andrew Wiggins.
Andrew Wiggins improved defensively, but I don't think he plays defense.
No, I thought he played the most important of their last title run. I mean, he did a hell of a job on Luka. in the Western Conference Finals, but he's nowhere near what Draymond does.
Nobody is really.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's one I would worry about, unless they sign and trade him for somebody good. But nobody seems to want to pay him. But understandable. He's 33. He's limited on offense, but he's a hell of a playmaker, defender. That'd be the ideal person to put next to Karl-Anthony Towns. Sign and trade Gobert for Draymond Green right now.
Excuse me?
I'd take Draymond Green in Minnesota next to Karl-Anthony Towns. Yes.
What?
Yeah.
I think Draymond's on his way to the he's going to be a commentator. He's going to be a broadcaster soon.
I think he's still got a good 2-3 years left.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, I know I'm right.
I mean, you know a lot more than I do.
I'm trying to think of who else are the teams. Portland. I mean, I'm wondering what they're going to do with their pick. If they pick somebody that goes with that Sharp, I mean, they do have that nice young prospect from last year. He was like the mystery man, Sharp. I mean, they could move a lot of pieces. Simmons you could send Simmons someplace. I mean, and just start the rebuild, depending on what you get for Damon or for Lillard. I mean, that's one that I would keep a close eye on ahead of the draft. Are they going to move Dame, or what are they going to do with that third pick? One that I did see, though, that I liked was them trading for Miles Turner for center and taking that Nurkic. They just re-signed Nurkic, and he's just not good. So they moved down to the 7th spot. Pacers moved to the 3rd spot, but they get Miles Turner. Portland gets Miles Turner, who's a hell of a shot blocker, can hit out to the 3. You want defense around Lillard. That'd be a nice player to put around him. And then I heard they might sign Grant to a $120 million contract. That's another defender. I didn't think he had the best year in Portland last year, but I think that's a nice piece to have around Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
So you've moved Simmons in that 7th pick for a wing. They might be a team to worry about if they go that route with Turner. I kind of like that route, but then I've been hearing the Raptors. They keep trying to call the Raptors for Siakam and OG, but OG's price is too high, and Siakam, I don't know what the Raptors are doing. I'd start building around Scotty Barnes and get rid of those guys. They're already losing Fred VanVleet for nothing, so you might as well just tear down and start rebuilding now.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I'm just looking at the Western Conference right now.
Mm-hmm.
So the Pelicans are going to get better. We finished just the same record as them. The Thunder are going to get better. We finished 2 games ahead of them.
Excited to see Chet play.
What about the Mavericks?
Luka can will them, but if Kyrie's going to get in his way, they might not make it.
I think they got to be better than they were last year. They were 38-44 last year.
It depends on what they might move the 10th pick with some of their bad cap. I keep hearing for John Collins
2-8 in their last 10. Joel,
I know
2-8 with Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic.
I remember how excited we were for them at the trade deadline.
Fun to watch, but then I was like, now you got 2 guys battling for a ball, and they both run ISO offenses.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
Don't play any defense. So
the Jazz got better at the trade deadline last year.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll be competing more.
Yeah, they will. I didn't think of the Jazz. Yeah.
Yeah.
Warriors, they got the picks to move up too. I mean, we gave them a ton of picks. They got a few more picks from, I can't remember what was the other trade, but I wonder if they're going to bring back Jordan Clarkson.
You've got the Ja Morant suspension. That'll affect the Grizzlies, but they should still make the playoffs. I mean,
if I was the Grizzlies, you want to hear what my what if would do?
Yeah.
I would trade Ja Morant. I think he's a top 15 player. They held him off the team because of the gun incident. One of those 3 teams should have been him.
Yeah.
He should have got an all-NBA team. But trade him to the Nets for that Mikal Bridges.
Oh, you got to no.
Claxton.
You can't.
And then you'd have a premium.
Brooklyn. That is not a good place for a man with that headspace.
I would love it.
You got to send Ja Morant to Minnesota where he'll be safe. where he won't want to go out anywhere because it's too
I
damn
think
cold.
he's going to be out of the league here soon anyway.
No,
because
he's
I
not.
don't think his body's going to hold up. I don't think
Oh.
it's because of the gun institute. I see Derrick Rose too.
I see Russell Westbrook in him. I see
Russell,
his
really?
body. Yeah, I mean, he's super athletic. He's a high
slightly
flyer.
better shooter.
Yeah,
Actually, when Russ started, he was a heck of a mid-range shooter, but
right,
and a free throw
three-point
shooter.
shooter. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so those are our two opportunities, I think, would be the Grizzlies falling and the Warriors falling, and we could still make the playoffs. We'll make the play-in. I don't know about the playoffs.
3-time champ, baby.
Yeah. All right, 2-minute warning.
Okay.
I want to talk about this Chris Paul trade. He's going to
For Bill?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they're in the Western Conference. They finished in 4th last year. They're trying to finish in 1st next year. And they got Durant, they got Bradley Beal, and
Booker.
they got Booker.
Ayton.
They got some pretty good.
So.
Oh, yeah, Ayton. And that's a pretty
Ayton, sorry.
good big three with a good pick and roll player at the 5.
Or a hell of a trade piece to fill out the roster since they're pretty depleted.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, the bench only matters in the regular season.
Well, yeah, that's where I'm kind of wondering how they're going to fill that out with veterans.
Well, if one of them goes down, that's the problem, right? Like if Kevin Durant gets hurt, then there goes
Kevin Durant. Remember when I talked about Brooklyn winning that trade? I think it was a win for both of them.
I think you're right.
KD hasn't been healthy the whole time he was in Brooklyn. I mean, very, very. I think he had a nice 60-game stretch, but other than that, he was hurt the whole time.
The Nets finished 6-4 and ended up the 6th seed. So yeah, I think they did all right.
Yeah.
All right.
But
what about Chris Paul? Like his career is now over and he's going to finish in DC. That's pretty terrible, right?
No, I heard they might reroute him to the Clippers again for a reunion. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for that info, Joel. This is the end of our show. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us. This has been Minnesota Foul Play-by-Play. You can find us on YouTube at Minnesota Foul Play-by-Play and on TikTok at Minnesota Foul Play-by-Play. I'm your host, Anthony Varriano. I'd like to thank my favorite cousin, Joel, for joining me. He's an NBA 2K expert, and he brings us all the NBA info right here. Thank you. Love you.
Later, guys. Love you.
Bye. That was great.